Cancer touches too many lives, and Sidney Kushner's was no exception. Fortunately, he didn't get cancer, but he did lose a friend to it. And that's motivated the recent Brown University graduate to return to his hometown to do something to help kids battling the disease. He's created a new nonprofit called CCChampions, which is all about connecting children to champions from the world of sports and beyond. Sidney Kushner is the founder and executive director of CCChampions. Welcome, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Bill. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I wonder about social entrepreneurship. I mean, you're a college graduate, you could go out there, make a ton of money in the real world, and instead you chose to come home to start a charity. Why?
For me, it kind of all started in high school. I grew up in Upper St. Clair, and when I was 16, my friend Lauren was diagnosed with cancer, and that was the first time that anyone in my life had been diagnosed, and I remember watching her go through that 2-year journey, and I knew that I wanted to do something more, but I was too young to know what that meant. And so fast forwarding a little bit, I'd gotten into Brown University, and I decided, okay, I'm going to study applied mathematics, focus on biology, and I'm going to become a pediatric oncologist. That's the way that I'm going to give back.
Translate that experience, go out there and find the cure, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so my sophomore year at Brown, I met this, I'll never forget, this young cancer patient named Jenny. And she was here at Children's Hospital, and as soon as I walked in the door, I said, "Hey Jenny, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And without missing a beat, her eyes immediately lit up, and she said, "I want to be a professional dancer." And it was incredible because you could tell that in that brief moment, she totally forgot about having cancer, and she was just a kid again. And as we spent a long time together, and as I was saying goodbye, walking out of her hospital room, her whole face changed. And she looked down, thought for a while, looked up at me and said, "I'm just really afraid that all of my friends are going to forget about me now that I have cancer." And hearing a 9-year-old girl tell me that just made my heart sink into my stomach. And the more that I was working with kids and the more I was shadowing oncologists here in Pittsburgh and reading every single research paper I could get my hands on, the more I learned that this fear of falling off the map, of severe social isolation, is pervasive. And when the research called for this incredible long-term social support network, I decided that I would start CCChampions. And what we do is we help kids with cancer through 6-month-long friendships with the most inspirational role models in the community. So Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, dancers, police officers, teachers, and everyone in between.
Wow, you've gotten this thing just off the ground in the couple of years you've been out of school? Is that basically?
So I came up with the idea when I was a sophomore, really started working full-time on the organization when I was a senior, and then as soon as I graduated, moved back to Pittsburgh to launch our hub here, and in 2013, and we've been here ever since.
Wow, and so how does this work? You actually match the child to this champion in whatever walk of life it is?
Yeah, absolutely. So every time a child signs up for CCChampions, they come, we run programs in Children's Hospital, work with the staff there every single week. And so whenever a child signs up, we ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then we find someone inspirational in the local community who does just that, who best fits that child's personality. And we kick each friendship off with a really special induction ceremony. And on a weekly or monthly basis, we get these two inspirational people together, and we facilitate positive developmental moments throughout these difficult transitions of the cancer journey.
Well, so you have to have the celebrity or the champion who wants that kind of relationship. This is more than just showing up and signing a few autographs, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, everything, that's kind of what I think really differentiates us, is that what we do is so much more than a feel-good moment. And everything that we do is research-based and outcomes-driven. So we work hand-in-hand with Children's Hospital to make sure that what we're doing is actually helping these kids get back onto the path of being a happy and healthy developing child.
So you've been at it now a couple of years, a few years, getting it organized, getting it going. Do you have a sense? What are the outcomes? Are you seeing outcomes yet?
We are. We just started seeing them for the first time last year, and that's why Children's Hospital, they're taking notice, and they're reaching out to us and saying, there's something here. There's something special here, and we want to be a part of that. And what's amazing is that we are starting to see kids who, we have this one boy, Blake, for example. Blake was diagnosed with cancer about 2.5 years ago and has spent a lot of time out of school, away from his friends, not able to do the normal things, and he's been in the hospital. And in those 2.5 years in the hospital, he hasn't said one word to anyone, not to his doctors, nurses, social workers, child life specialists, not a word. And so his mom signed him up for CC Champions, and we matched him with a couple inspirational baseball players. And the first time that we walked in, we said, "Hey, Blake, do you want to play with us?" And we all went together and we helped Blake invent a new game, and it's called hockey bowling. And Blake loved hockey bowling. And what was incredible is we get a text from his mom the next day that for the first time in 2.5 years, Blake is talking with everyone. He can't stop sharing with everyone in the hospital about his new best friends and this game that they invented called hockey bowling.
That's a great story. What a great anecdote. I know you have a big fundraising event coming up not too shortly. If people want to find out about it.
Absolutely. So we have this a fundraising celebration called a Night of Inspiration, where we're hosting an Inspiration Awards ceremony for all of the kids in CC Champions, presenting them with a really special award for inspiring us with their bravery. And where tickets and information can be found at ccchampions.com/inspiration.
All right, Sydney Kushner, great story. Congratulations for getting it this far.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great to see you.
You too, thank you.
Next up, the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra's creative approach to building audience at bars and restaurants in hip city neighborhoods. Stay with us.